As his wife Laura and his two sons prepare a picnic, Clint Barton, who is under house arrest for his conduct during the Avengers Civil War, teaches his daughter Lila how to shoot an arrow at his homestead in 2018. Abruptly disappears into ash, leaving Clint, who is terrified, alive and by himself. Tony Stark and Nebula are stranded in orbit on the Benator, their fuel and supplies running low, 3 weeks after Thanos wiped out half the universe's inhabitants with a single snap of his fingers. Carol Danvers finds the spaceship and returns them to Earth, while Stark, still wounded from his battle with Thanos and on the verge of starvation, records a message for his fiancée Pepper Potts in anticipation of his death. As they grieve the loss of their fellow Guardians of the Galaxy, Stark rejoins Potts, Steve Rogers, Natasha Romanoff, Bruce Banner, and James Rhodes. Rocket Raccoon joins Nebula. When Stark confronts Rogers in a rage, he accuses him of disbanding the Avengers, which prevented them from standing together during their battle with the Mad Titan. He wonders why the Avengers always perform to the best of their abilities after the worst has already happened. Tony is so tired that he faints. The squad sets out for the garden with the intention of retrieving the Infinity Stones and undoing the damage after receiving a tip from Nebula on the whereabouts of her father, and a snap-like energy signature that was discovered 2 days earlier. They find a hideously disfigured Thanos cooking by himself, unprotected. In an ambush, they swiftly hold him to the ground and amputate the Infinity Gauntlet-wearing arm. Its stones have been drained out. Thanos admits that he had used their own abilities to destroy them, almost killing himself in the process, since he felt his job was done, and wanted to eliminate the temptation to use them once more. Nebula supports her father despite Rhodes' suspicion that he is lying, since he never lies. Astonished by the confirmation, Thanos changes his mind about torturing his daughter, but Thor promptly decapitates him. Despite the Mad Titan's death, they have no other option but to accept defeat, because they were unable to complete their task of reviving his victims. After 5 years, the remaining populace is still struggling to deal with their losses. In an effort to assist individuals deal with what happened, Rogers currently leads a support group. Now married, Stark and Pepper Potts reside in a secluded cabin with their daughter Morgan. When a rat triggers controls left by the Van Dyne family before they disappeared, Scott Lang escapes from the quantum realm in San Francisco. Lang discovers something horrible has transpired as he strolls around the unkempt city. He moves toward the Wall of the Vanished, a huge monument that lists the names of all the city's residents who perished in the snap. In his desperate search, he finds his own name instead of Cassie's. Because nobody was left to know what had happened to him, Cassie is now a teenager when Scott arrives at her house in a hurry. A heartbreaking reunion between a father and daughter. Romanoff is now in charge of the squad in the Avengers compound, where they carry out a variety of tasks. Rhodes worries about how far their old colleague has gone and tells her about a recent Mexican cartel massacre that Barton carried out. When Lang gets to the facility, he tells Romanoff and Rogers that he was only in the realm for 5 hours, even though 5 years had gone by. He suggests that they might be able to travel back in time and retrieve the stones from various eras by taking advantage of the realm's ability to bend time. However, the three look for Stark, since they are ignorant of quantum physics. After seeing an old photograph of himself with his late protege Peter Parker, Stark resolves to take action after first refusing to assist them since he feels it would put his daughter Morgan in danger of being forgotten. On the basis of an inverted Mobius strip, he successfully creates a time-space GPS gadget. Potts advises Stark to act in the best interests of everyone else after he talks to him about his recent finding. Banner, the other Avengers recruit, used the quantum tunnel in his van to test Lang's ability to travel through time after fusing his brain with Hulk's body. Because Lang alternates between ages all the time, the experiment does not go as planned. In a gesture of reconciliation, Stark later brings the GPS to the facility and gives Rogers back his shield, but he makes it plain that he will not sacrifice his daughter to reverse Thanos' actions. Rogers concurs,